Okay, this is Potato Chip Eater and Valcool Pervanen. Going to show you guys how to use the Dscan. It's going to be a quick 5-10 minute video where I'm going to track down Valcool. He's in a Griffin, and the name of the Griffin is Dscan Target. Now, the Dscan stands for Directional Scanner. It's got the Probe Scanner tab and the Moon Analysis tab, but we're just focusing on the directional scan. When you're using the Dscan, you're going to want to use the tracking camera, because what that does is if you were to click on a station or a gate, it's going to automatically focus your camera on that station or gate. Now, if you press F11, it's going to bring up the universe, domain region, the constellation, and the solar system map. Now, if you look down here, you can see where my ship is. I'm at the Yera Moon Gate, and it's at the edge of the solar system. There's also, as you can see, a little light up area. That's the direction my camera is facing. You can see if I pan the camera, the little shaded thing turns as I turn the camera. That shows what direction I'm facing again. Now, the use active overview settings, what that means is whatever your overview settings currently are, if you have them set to only display drones, the only thing the Dscan will display are drones. If you have it set to display only ships, then that's the only thing it will display. So right now I'm using the default overview settings, which are stargates, stations, and ships. So I'm going to scan it once real quick, and it shows me the things that that are in range of my Dscan. It shows Stargate, Yera Moon Stargate, which I'm 12 kilometers from it, and it shows the Anilla Stargate, which I am 39 kilometers from it. Now, the maximum range on the Dscan is 14.35 AU. So if you look down here in my overview, there's a station that's 34.0 AU away. That means I cannot scan anything at that station. It will not even show up on the Dscan. So if there's a fleet of 10 people there, it's not going to show it in this Dscan. So that's the maximum range again, 14.35 AU. To scan that station, I'm going to have to warp to it, which I'm going to do now. And I'll go over some range and angle real quick while I'm warping. If you take off the last 4 on the maximum range, it brings the range that it will scan to about 2.3 AU, I think it is.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So about 2.3 AU, so anything farther than that, it's not going to show up. It's really useful for seeing incoming ships. If you're doing PvP, the fleet commander might have somebody keep an eye on the short range Dscan. And all that means is, you take off the last 4, or whatever the fleet commander would like you to. Now I'm just going to put the 4 back on to track down Valcool here. Now, the angle, since I'm at the station now, I'm just going to use the Dscan maximum range at 360 degrees. It shows there's a Maelstrom, an Imicus, a Griffin, and a Mackinac. Now, as you can see on my overview right here, there's only an Imicus that's at this station. And it shows, I can scan, yeah. So chances are these guys are in asteroid belts or in a safe spot. It also shows containers, which are probably in an asteroid belt. Somebody jettisoned them. So again, that's active overview settings. It's only showing what you have set in your overview, which is right here. Now, I'm going to... Uh, the best way to scan somebody down from just nowhere is to go to the sun, because it's at the center of the solar system. So if you go to the sun, uh, let me warp there real quick. You go to the sun, you turn the D-scan on, I don't know, 180 degrees, and if you look down here at my solar system thing in the bottom right hand corner, it's going to show a green shaded area and a white shaded area. Now, what that shows is the directional camera, the tracking camera. Whatever direction this green line here stops at, that's 180 degrees in front of me. It will scan everything there. So if there's a, say, asteroid belt there, it's going to scan that asteroid belt down if the asteroid belt is in range. If it's out of range, it's not going to scan it. So I'm going to set it to 180. I'm going to scan. It's going to show warriors, some wrecks from somebody mining, stargates, some more hobgoblins, moons. There's the griffin. Look at that. There's Wakul right there. D-scan target griffin. So I know that he's in something in this area right here within 14.35 AU. So I'm going to look in my all tab I got here, my overview, and I'm going to I'm just going to select I'm going to select the asteroid belt. I think he's going to be in an asteroid belt. I don't know where he is. He might be at a planet. Actually, I'm going to start with this planet. So I'm going to set my camera angle down to 90. And you see how it brings the green and just the green thing lower. So only things that are within this green shaded area will it scan. So scan it here real quick. There's a griffin, so I know he's somewhere within this area right here. So that's how that works. I don't really use the angle. I either keep it at 360 or like 5 to 15 degrees because, if I'm scouting, I'm going to need it at 360. After I scout, I'm just going to change it right to 5. So I'm going to scan the first planet, ETAV 1. Now when I clicked on it in the overview, the tracking camera automatically centered on ETAV 1 and the customs office there. Now I want to keep the range at maximum range because if you're just trying to locate something, it's not going to matter too much, the range, unless you're trying to, find a safe spot or something that they're in. So I'm going to keep the range at maximum, the camera angle at 5 because as you can see right here down in the bottom right, it's got a very thin green line. Now that just shows exactly what's straight in front of that green line, which is, as you can see right here on my screen, only ETAV 1 in the customs office. So I'm going to scan it now, and there's nothing there. So I'm going to go to ETAV 2. And there's nothing there. There it shows the asteroid belt that's also on ETAV 2, but there's no ships there, which is what I want. So I'm going to change to ETAV 3. This might take a while. I don't know where he is, so shows the planet, lava, customs office, not important. Let's try 5. Oh, right there's a Griffin and a Mackinac on Dscan. There's also the planet, Stargate, and customs office. So he could be at any one of these things. He could be at the customs office, the planet, the asteroid belt, or even at this La Nina gate. So it's just a guessing game from here. But what you could do is, hang on a second, let me think what I was going to say. What you could do is look in your overview right here, or just look on the screen. It shows ETAV 4 is 0.77 AU away. The gate is 0.78. Well, they're all, yeah, it's not going to matter. We're just going to warp to the asteroid belt. see what we get there. Because we know he's, in one of 4 places. I don't think he'd be at the gate because nobody's going to hide at a gate from me. So he's going to be at the planet, the customs office, or the asteroid belt. So right here at the asteroid belt, we have the Mackinac. It's not what we were looking for, but it showed it on the Dscan. It's obviously a mining barge, so I'm sorry, exhumer, so it's obviously going to be in the asteroid belt. It's not what we were looking for, so we're going to go back to my All tab, scan the customs office for ETAB 4. So set it to 5 degrees, maximum range, scan the customs office. So he's not at the customs office, the planet, lava, moon. He's not there. There's no Griffin. So I think he might be at the gate then. So we're going to go to the law. Hang on. Hang on, he's at customs office here. Where's this sucker at? Okay, I selected the wrong customs office. That's why I didn't find him, because he's at the customs office. So it might help you if when you're scanning, have your overview set up correctly, unlike mine is right now. So customs office ETAB 4, like I said, because we originally scanned the planet. So you go to the customs office, set the angle to 5. Like I said, it narrows your D-scan range. So when I scan the customs office, it shows the Griffin D-scan target, which is what we're looking for. So then you're going to want to warp to the customs office. And if this is PvP, if you're in a ranged ship, you're not going to want to warp to 0. You're going to want to warp to whatever your maximum range is. But since I'm in a short range ship and this is just a video, I'm going to warp to 0 to just warp right on top of Valcool and show you that he's there. Now again, the maximum range that the D-scan can do is 14.35. If you take off the last 4, it narrows it down to about 2.3 AU. The angle, if it's set to 360, it'll scan everywhere around you within 14.35 AU. So set it back to 360. There's a Brutix, a Griffin, and a Mackinac now, along with the structures and hubs, which are not important. So as you can see on my overview, right here is Valcool. I'm targeting him. Didn't mean to. Right there's Valcool. You'd obviously engage him. And that's about it.